What's up, y'all? It's been a while, haven't filmed in a long ass time, couldn't even tell you when. I've been doing footage, starting with the Red EG. It's been in my garage forever. It's finally ready to leave. I think I'm gonna finally get it on the lift right now, get the front wheels on it, put the motor in it, take it off to the homie over at Track Tough. Been a long time coming. We're ready to get this car done and get it moving, so we'll see what happens. We're gonna start off with this summer, hot as hell. We're already 100+ degrees in Arizona, but I got some projects to do, and I'm actually excited to do. Recently figured out that I got ADHD, kind of figured out why I've had a lot of problems in my life. Get my brain situated with my mental health. I know a lot of the homies struggle with mental health. If you ever need anybody to talk to, I'm always here. I'm on the same struggle every single day. There's no reason for anybody to struggle alone. What we got coming now, the EG from Texas. Y'all see me working on this for a long time. This thing is finally about ready to leave. It's going to go over to Track Tough. It's going to get the cooling done at Track Tough, and it's going to get the intercooler done at Track Tough, and a couple other things. I'm gonna get that on my list today, start putting the suspension back in it and put the motor in it and get ready to leave to California. But first, I gotta clean up some shit. This motherfucker's always a mess. I don't know how, it always gets a fucking mess. I mean, I guess that's part of having ADHD, to fucking not being organized, but hey, it's organized chaos in my mind. But in order for me to get this car on the lift, I got a bunch of shit I gotta move. This sign definitely holds true to my backyard. That area is clean. Just did a quick cleanup real quick. I can't stress out about cleaning the whole backyard because this shit's always a mess. Got a path clear and get in a safety meeting real quick and then get this EG on the lift. The car's on the lift, ready for tomorrow morning. I'm gonna wake up early tomorrow morning and start working on this car. I need to get the subframe in it. I need to get the motor in it. I need to install a battery tray, the TSR battery tray. The owner doesn't know that I picked one up. I don't remember ever telling him, but I picked up a TSR battery tray for this. I need to put that in. Like I said, all in the morning when it's not hot. I'm gonna try to wake up 5 o'clock. It's about when the sun starts coming up. I'm gonna start jamming out on this car. Ah shit, what up? Another dollar, make it holla. Fuck man, not quite 5 o'clock in the morning, but it's like probably almost 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna have me a safety meeting real quick. Gonna pull out all the parts of the Red EG, get them all situated right here. I was gonna try to do it last night, but softball ran a little late. So we're gonna try to do it right now, see what happens today. So this is mainly what I should need here. I got his turbo motor right here. I got the subframe right there, the all-wheel drive transmission right there, and the 2 front hubs right there. I'll probably end up taking off these wheel woods just because they don't need to be there for the work that's gonna be done. I'll take them off just to kind of preserve them a little bit. Just need to find both now. Bolt in the subframe, bolt the tranny onto the long block, put the front hubs on the car. Probably trying to find some axle studs. This looks like an aftermarket hub right here. If I had to guess, it's probably DSS, I don't know. But maybe 36, maybe 32. I gotta find some stubs to put in those so the car will roll. If you don't put a stub inside your axles hub, you will fuck up the wheel bearing. It's not a question, it will. Like, cause the wheel sits sideways, the hub, when you stick the hub inside, or I mean when you stick the axle inside the hub, it helps tighten up the hub. So when you put the axle nut on, tighten it down, it keeps the wheel rolling straight. So a lot of you, when you take the wheels off your car and you try to roll it and you don't have no hubs in there or no axle stubs, it ends up being really hard to roll, and that's because your wheel bearings are caked sideways and it just doesn't work out very good when it's trying to roll. So I'll try to find some stubs to put in this car. I'm pretty sure I got plenty of axles around here. I could just break some off the end of the axle, get those on there, and that'll be close to the end of the day, hopefully. But I'll try to see how much I could get done right now. Went a little easier, quicker than I thought. Just gonna put these couple bolts in here to hold the transmission to the motor, and then I'm gonna go ahead and roll this motor out there and see about hanging it up. I said I was gonna do the subframe first, but I'm gonna hang the motor in, see what happens. Bolt's a little long on that one. Go ahead and take that shit back out. Use it somewhere else. Could be for B series. I think these K series are actually a little shorter. We'll go ahead and find out. Pull this motherfucker back out. What I don't want to do is just hammer that thing in there, be too long, and smash the hole through the backside of that. Up a little long. Actually, it doesn't even look like it. It looks like the right size. So we'll try it in this hole. Maybe there's something in that hole down there. We'll have to take a look at it later. All right, here we go. Found another one. The littlest bit makes the biggest difference. See how that one's barely longer? That little bit. If you go and shove that in there, you don't ever want to just be jamming in there with a gun. Sometimes these are a little bit longer. I think it's maybe B series, D series difference. I have no idea, but you don't want to just go jamming in there if you got a lot of bolts like myself. I got shit tons of bolts around here from years of building cars. You never want to just hit them in there with an air gun or electric impact because you'll screw that shit up. Save that one for later. Sure, I'll find it on the ground somewhere. Go ahead and get these bolts in there real quick, and then we'll try to bolt this motor up. Just the way it should be. Alright, so one more thing before I put this fucking thing in. I gotta put this bracket on right here. Take the bracket off his old motor, go ahead and shove it on the new motor. All right, so I'm gonna be real honest with you. I got that post mount on for one, but we're ready to put the motor in. I got a bad habit, eyeballing things, eyeballing once and just sending it. That's a real bad habit. You shouldn't do that. Most of the time I try to eyeball it, send it, and then if I know that ain't gonna work, I at least measure once and then send it. Never measure twice. Real bad habit. It's always worked out really well for me, but as most of you know, I put the EK mount inside this in this EG because I just didn't like the way the EG mount on that side just didn't look right with the left side and the right side. I like them to look all right. I went ahead and put the EK mount in. I've been working with Hasport for years. I didn't just send it. If you know anything about Hasport, know anything about their mounts, their EK mount should be located off the AC bracket hole, and the EG and the EK frame rails are all the same, so it should be the exact same hole. It should have located the mount in the exact same spot that I'm going to need it, and here's what that looks like. Just like that. I added my own holes, put one on the back side over there, located the AC hole on the bottom. All right, I got that post mount on. Now it's time to put the motor in real quick. Crossing my fingers that this motor actually fits because this is going to be the first time to actually put it inside the car. Like we're pretty close here. I'm just going to have to find a couple bolts so I could get it bolted in, but guys, it looks like we're going to be fitting like a glove here. Let me get this thing bolted in. I'll show you what it looks like. Now, I'm not going to say I got lucky here because I kind of know what the fuck I'm doing. Got a little lucky because it does fit. The motor sits nice and level. I was going to show you guys, but now this bitch just be falling over. Boom. Motor sitting in the bay. I need to add a bolt there, but there's a bolt on the back side. There it is there. Nice and fucking level there. Bolted in here. Boom. There you go. Damn, that shit looks fresh for sure. I'm gonna take a little fucking safety meeting real quick with my little sidekick right here. Woo woo. And then I'll get right back to it. Time to put the subframe in. I'm sure some of you noticed earlier in the video that when I laid out the parts for the front end, I was missing some shit. I wasn't even thinking about this shit. Now we got them. I forgot the lower control arms, the upper control arms, and the suspension. sure the fuck wasn't gonna roll the car without that shit. I wanna go ahead and get that shit on the car because I need to get this car on the trailer tonight so I could take it to Track Tough tomorrow morning. I plan to leave Phoenix probably around 2 a.m. or so I could get there first thing in the morning. That'd be it. I'm gonna go ahead and get these parts on the car, get the car rolling. The hardest part about this shit so far has been just getting bolts, finding bolts for this shit. Bolts, nuts, hardware, just something to get the thing back together. You think I would have the same shit from when I took this shit off? I don't even have a clue where that stuff would have went. So I'm stuck finding all new stuff for now. Fuck it, here we are. It's a little bit hotter today because of my late start. Go ahead and get this shit done so I could get this car loaded on the trailer tonight. We should probably start smoking blunts every time I say it's fucking hot. One side's on, wasn't too bad. Just need to put the axle nut on here. Probably gonna take out the wheel wood so they don't get scratched up, but all the suspension's on the left side and work on the right side. I need to find some nuts and bolts and hardware for the right side. So I'm gonna do that first before I start because walking back and forth is not business.